being in a state of gratitude for everything.
Yes.
And being open to what comes and trusting what comes, being in a state of trust, and then that was it. It was the catalyst. We started the week like that, and it's just been like that.
Kept going.
It's just kept going, and so we're inspired now.
Totally inspired.
Hello and welcome to Sweet Liberation, and we are really excited about today's program because we're going to be discussing something that's a bit of a hot topic amongst entrepreneurs, amongst people that are creatives and that are looking to really change their lives. And we're going to be talking about manifestation.
Yes, and it's been very important this last week, hasn't it?
Yeah.
How we've manifested things and how things have come about.
Yes, so we wanted to talk about that, and it's going to be a shorter show today, but it's something that's really on topic at the moment. There's a lot of people that have got entire channels on YouTube dedicated to the law of attraction, manifestation, and it's kind of a viral theme these days. But a lot of people, they've got two sides of this. You've got the people who are complete disbelievers and like, that is all rubbish. If you don't work to do stuff, nothing's going to happen. And then you've got another camp of people that are completely sort of immersed in this world and very much a believer.
Yeah.
Where do you think you sit on this?
Well, and I think people have said to me they think that things are coincidence or that things happen to certain people because they're lucky. You know, they use that term. And I think actually, you know, that I suppose I was always a little bit doubtful. There were things that I thought were that has to be a coincidence because the chances of that happening and then happening again. But then when you've actually put your mind to it and things then happen, you then start thinking, well, maybe there's something more to this. Yes.
So I think this week for us has been a kind of immersion actually of manifestation where we've taken a break and we are enduring this time. We didn't plan too much. We sort of had a few days that a couple of things planned, but the rest of the time we loosely said, let's actually go with the flow. Yeah. So the first thing that I think we realized was that's actually quite hard when you're a person who is achieving things, setting goals. You need to know what's happening day by day, who you're going to speak to, what you're going to do, target structure. And to actually let go is quite hard. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was an adventure because I think that when you're outside of your comfort zone and you're discovering new things and you're just going with the flow, it's almost a break. You're getting a break from the normal routine, aren't you? That's very regimented.
Yes, exactly. But apart from that, one of the things I found was being more immersive in the experience. So connecting with each moment and what is happening in each moment. And what we realised by doing that, it's been actually nearly 2 weeks of what we call serendipitous synchronicities. And our mentor, Paul Waite, who was here on the Sweet Liberation a few months ago talking about his business journey, is somebody that coins that phrase in his book. And he talks about that serendipitous synchronicities. And it's really about understanding that, you know, when you are living in your flow, you'll feel things that feel like they're coincidences, but actually they're not. They're things that you couldn't have imagined would have happened, but they happen in such perfect timing. And because you are allowing yourself to go with the flow, having some structure, but also allowing for these amazing things to happen, it's just been one after the other. Everything from parking spaces, which people would just think that's ridiculous. But if you are in some parts of the world and you are, you're traveling, you'll know how difficult it is to find a parking space. And every single time, it could be like in London, for instance.
Well, we were late, weren't we, yesterday, and we needed a space right by the bottom of the hill, and we were driving up around the top and too far away, and we then said, we need to manifest a parking space, and we both did it.
We've slightly changed the word verbiage, though. We removed the word need.
We did remove the word need.
Yes.
Very critical.
Yes, we removed the word need.
You did it, and I did it. We were doing it at the same time, and then 2 parking spaces arrived. 2 people left at the same time.
So it's really it's about understanding yourself, being grounded when we meditate frequently. So that's something that we already do, but for our own well-being. But it's just kind of understanding that your energy field, the way you emit the essence of who you are to the world and transmit that, you are basically like a massive Wi-Fi signal.
Yes.
And when you are this massive Wi-Fi signal, you are attracting things to you, all the good and the bad, right? If you've got like your signal is off, you're going to be attracting things that are off in your life, and then you'll see it like a cascade effect of all the bad things happening, probably because you didn't check in with yourself initially, acknowledge where you're at. So this was a thing, and I said this was something that I realized at the beginning of our journey, was that of manifesting the last few days. We've really gone for it, really gone for it. And I said, I think I was actually in the sea, and I had this flash of kind of realization. I said, I think we need to remove the word need from our vocabulary. And it was quite a flash. It just came to me as a flash, because the word need is quite repellent. Because it also implies that you are lacking, and it's quite an ungrateful word.
It is.
I need. It's need this, and actually, unless
that's self-serving, isn't it?
Yeah, unless you're starving to death. Really, and about to die, which is part of our journey anyway of life. Then you need for nothing.
Hey, Sweet Liberation viewers and listeners, we're really excited about an event that we've got coming up, the 3-day sugar-free challenge. We're really excited about it because we're going to be able to give you all the tools that you need on your sugar-free journey. So with that said, love you and leave you for now, and back to the episode.
That's right.
You need for
and
nothing.
For me, the parking spaces has been coincidental, shall we say. But certainly when we've wanted a table, and we've wanted a table in the restaurants that we've wanted to go to, and then we've been sat sort of front line to the beach, those tables that have come up in a number of beach places where we've actually said,
there are possibilities.
We would like to have a big queue. We'd like to have a table
in that place,
in that place at the front,
and pretty much every time, because we checked in with our energy. Obviously, we're doing our meditation every day. We've used the environment to help us ground ourselves, the sea, the water, and all of those opportunities for your mind to be very at peace. It's like you're emitting this peaceful wave, and then it's like an ocean flow. It flows back and forth, back and forth. And initially you're like, no, that's a coincidence. And then it happens again. And then it happens 3 and 4 times a day. And then you're like, okay, well, this is a flow. It's flowing back and forth. So it's like the waves in the ocean, and just learning to trust that flow and not question it and just allow it to happen. But you have to be in a state of flow as well. And I think there's a misperception from what I understand of people when I'm talking to people about this before, is that they think it means that you don't have to make any effort.
Okay. Yeah. No. Well, yes. And I think actually going back to things like the parking space, this is a good place for people to start. If they want to start their own manifestations, then maybe try that with a supermarket parking space or something.
Yeah. But I think if you're not in the right mindset, and if your energy's wrong, is that going to, and then you're going to be like, they told me to try this, and I tried it and it didn't work. And it's just, but you, first of all, starting with being in that state of calm, state of feeling grounded and feeling connected above and below into the ground. We are made from this earth. We are made from the earth. All creatures have come from this beautiful amniotic fluid of the sea, and then we've all evolved from this basically beautiful pool of life onto the earth. So this is our home, this is our mother that is taking care of us. And so we have to connect back to our source in the mother, and then our source up above, the one who created everything. And when you feel that, literally, then you almost relinquish control, and that's when the magic happens.
Right. Right. Yes, I agree. Yes. Yeah, you're right, and that's the thing, that it's taking it out of your conscious mind, perhaps,
Yes.
and into a subconscious mind.
There's a feeling of
and
trust.
it's that imagination as well, isn't it? You've got to engage with that side of the brain.
Yeah, allow the brain to feel calm and to feel possibility and playfulness and lightheartedness,
Yes.
and that we all know what it feels to be with somebody who's got heavy energy.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
we all know how it feels to feel with some. You sometimes you just meet people, and it could be a great friend, and you think about that person, and you just smile, and you feel happy because they're light. They've got that light energy, and then you only need to be with that person for like a few minutes, and you just that person brightening your day, and then they just emit this beautiful energy. And then again, same with the heavy people. The heavy people, you know, and you just can feel it. You know, afterwards, you're like, oh, that was hard. Or you can actually protect yourself from them. That's advanced lessons. But yeah, so we've got that ability to influence each other. And one of the things we've been watching recently was some neuroscientists. I've forgotten the name. She's extremely famous neuroscientist who actually is a psychiatrist, and she was talking about the hormones that we emit during the time of stress and distress. And how that influences each other. So she talks about it from a more physiological point of view, which is quite tangible, rather than the woo-woo stuff that I come up with. Yeah. She's more tangible. She'll say, well, you are emitting these hormones. These hormones are literally like coming out of you, and they are infiltrating people around you, which is why people sense fear from other people around them. Yes. It's infectious. It literally is infectious. And happiness. So these hormones and these emotions are emitting their own hormonal signals, and we are picking that up. So from that point of view, whether it's the kind of biological transference or whether it's more of an energetic one, potato, same thing, because at the end of the day, we are communicating non-verbally with each other through these signals. And so you're emitting stress signals or happy
signals,
connection signals with people. So,
and do you think the signals come out more when you're in a state of relaxation? Because when we've spoken about the sort of meditative state and relaxing your mind, you become more open. The thing I've noticed over the last few months is that when you become more open to the idea, I think you're then radiating more energy out. So you are, you know, as Jose de Silva talks about, and he talks about the fact that when we're emitting these the sort of radio waves that come out from the body, you need to be in a sort of relaxed state of mind, because all the time you're being conscious and thinking about what you're doing, you're not actually in the mindset to actually emit the manifestation waves.
No. You're going to be emitting stress waves. You will emitting a frequency, but it's not be a frequency that's going to bring beautiful things to you. Because in fact, you might not even see opportunities. You might not even, you might have walked past the perfect opportunity, because your brain was when you're stressed, you hyper focus on basically the reason we hyper-focus is you've got the tiger in front of you that's about to eat you. This is from the primal time. He's about to eat you. Your brain is not going to give any attention to anything else except that thing, that danger right in front of you, so that you can get out of that and survive.
Right, yes.
And so you hyper-focus on the danger because you need to get out of that danger.
Right.
So, but if you're always in that state, you'll never be able to see anything around you. So removing yourself from that mindset in the first place is going to be the thing that helps to bring those opportunities to you. So see if we can remember some of the things we've manifested in the last few days.
Well, we mentioned the tables at the restaurants that we wanted to sit at. We talked about the parking spaces.
Yes.
We've talked about bumping into people or meeting new friends.
Serendipitous.
And that's serendipity.
Yes.
But I think that's a manifestation as well.
Yes, it's the attraction of those people.
The attraction.
When you just meet these people, you think, how on earth did we meet? And the coincidences as well that we've come across with those people that are not coincidences, they're synchronicities. The synchronicities are just, we met this person that was literally for 5 minutes on the way to somewhere, and the friend took us into the friend's house, and it was just very, very fast. But the connection was mind blowing. And we were like, how this moment? And he's like, I've stopped even saying how, because I just believe it's happening. He was very, and so, we've had that every single day on this trip.
Every day.
Every single day.
And that's why it's the topic of today's podcast.
That's right.
Because it's become so much, almost, let's call it the norm. The things that we've actually been saying, we'd like this, or we'd like to do that.
It'd be wonderful
It'd be wonderful.
If we could. And also, yeah, exactly. And just connecting with, our source, the energy which is above, which has created everything. People like to call God or another, or the whatever you or, power, whatever you like to call it. But so connecting with that source, and then grounding yourself to the mother of the earth that is made us. And then just feeling that connection, that protection from the earth, the connection to above, and gratitude, being in a state of gratitude for everything.
Yes.
And being open to what comes, and trusting what comes, being in a state of trust. And then that was it. It was the catalyst. We started the week like that. Yes. And it's just been like
just that. Kept going.
It's just kept going. And so we're inspired now.
Totally inspired. But yeah, I have been amazed how successful it's been, and how wonderful.
Yeah.
Feel, and as you say, you feel that gratitude.
Yeah.
And it is that. And but if you're in the gratitude state of mind in the first place, you're going to actually find the manifestation easier.
Exactly, manifestation. And what I realise as well as we manifest, I think the flip side of that is when you see the bad things or the things that you term as bad with judgment, they could be lessons, very good for you, right? Sometimes you learn the hard way. But when you see things that you perceive as bad, and you're like, oh, that happened to me, but actually to take responsibility and said, I actually manifested that.
Yes.
I actually manifested that. That was my choice at the time, and actually to trust that I needed to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I learned that lesson, and it was a really tough lesson to learn. And sometimes there'd be a lot of physical internal resistance to that because some of these things are very painful.
Right.
But just to lean into that pain and to say I'm in pain, and those lessons were really tough.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that I'm still here, that I've learned, I'm learning. I am open to more learning about this and lean into it more until.
Look at it as a positive. Because it's a lesson that you've learned to maybe try and take the positive side of it.
It's a positive side, and not to be afraid of the sensation of uncomfortableness. That sensation of not feeling quite okay, because when you lean into it, actually one of the things I was mentioning with a family member recently is how magic it is when you name your emotion, how the emotion just almost disappears.
Right.
You could say, let's just say, right now I don't know why I'm feeling quite angry with that. And the fact that you've said I'm feeling angry means that 30 seconds later, you're no longer feeling that emotion.
Right.
It almost gives it permission to go out into the universe again and to pass through like a wave.
Okay.
Rather than taking over. Yeah. Because when you're resisting it, you're holding on to it. You're not letting it pass through.
Right. Yes.
So that's been this other person who in my family has said, it's just amazing. That actually, they've actually found the same thing.
Wow.
And it's the penny drops, and once the penny drops, you can't undrop it, really. I think we feel the same way about this. So this has been today's short episode of Sweet Liberation. And any final words you want to say, Luke?
Well, I'd like people to give it a go. Try it at home and try and manifest something. Try and imagine something that's going to happen, and
because
you would very much like something to happen, and then give it some thought. Try and clear your mind. Try and remove any stresses from the day, and then see if you can it can work for you.
Yeah, give it a go, and lean in. Connect with your emotions. I would say connect with your origin, who you are. We're all here from this earth, and we're on a journey here.
Yeah. Connect
with who you are, and then be open to connect with whatever you perceive as a powerful source that has created us, or that has helped the evolution of us, whatever you like to, however you want to frame it. That there's something of power, and then there's something here on earth that's created us, that's brought us into being, and then to just feel grounded with that, and to feel that feeling of trust, and then lean in, and to know that emotions are like waves in the ocean. They come and go, and don't be afraid of leaning into them. I think the more you learn to do that as a practice, ritual practice, the more you start to experience the marvelous and amazing synchronicities of life.
And it's very rewarding when it starts happening.
Rewarding, yeah. You
feel them very, as we covered it, but it is infectious, and the gratitude around it is just incredible.
Yeah. So with that said, we will love you and leave you. Let us know if you're having a go. You're going to have a go. Give us your thoughts and comments. Make sure to share this episode with your friends, with your family. Slightly off piece today, not talking about sugar, but talking about this incredible journey of life, and which can enrich us and make us feel fantastic. So give it a go, and let us know how you get on, and we'll catch you again on the next episode of Sweet Liberation. Bye for now.